Hi guys, how's it going? Today we'll be presenting my advocacy final, Rights for All Immigrants, DACA Dreamers, and Parents in Action project. My firm belief is that everyone deserves a fighting chance through having rights here in the U.S. Any immigrant here in this country, they come here with the aim to becoming an American. They might be fleeing from wars or criminal human trafficking groups, such as first child immigrant Young Zen, whose name is well known for nonprofit Young Center for Immigrant Children's Rights, and I advocate for each and every immigrant. Your neighbor merits the right to be here. Area of advocacy is DACA rights to all incoming children and immigrants in the U.S. Beginnings of DACA was IRCA in 1986. Illegal immigrants could apply for green cards to afterwards citizenship, but some family members were not eligible due to time frame in arriving here. 1990 was when President George H.W. Bush refined it to be for any child or spouse and renamed it Family Fairness. Obama took this later and renamed it as DACA, same protections and including granting immigrant children a right to an education and permission to work here in the U.S. Pro is deporting dreamers is inhumane and cruel to give to kids that grow up here. Con is people argue that amnesty should not be given to lawbreakers. Pro, DACA recipients are vital and some are serving in the armed forces, teaching, judges, nurses, and other avenues. Con, sets a bad precedent for dodging legislative branch. My personal narrative. When I was in second grade, I liked to hold the door for my classmates, and I don't remember this, but my mom said a boy pushed me over and no one stopped to help me. She had a stern word with the mom of that boy. What he did to me was not right. And later that month, I was nominated for Citizen of the Month award for being kind and holding doors to my classmates. My mother has always taught me that I am not the only one and that we practice our faith by being kind and being helpful to friends and family who needs it. My mother stood up for me when I was small and vulnerable, and now I'm doing what's right and standing up for her and our hermanas y hermanos, the immigrant people in my community. My advocacy partner is La Hermandad Mexicana Nacional. Their mission is to help immigrant communities in their process of legalization and naturalization in the U.S. Founder is Bort Corona. He died in 2001, dedicated his life to this cause with La Hermandad, and also protested with Julio Cesar Chavez. As Bert stated, there is no mine, no bridge, no furrow in the fields of construction site in the United States that has not been watered down with the tears, sweat, and blood of immigrants. Amnesty is not a gift, but a right to those who contributed so much, as he said. And we do owe a lot to our brothers and sister immigrants. Their goals is help immigrants in transition to living here legally in family petitions, residency, and steps towards citizenship. Their locations, they have more than 18 locations in California. Texas has 2 right now, 1 in Dallas and 1 in Fort Worth, La Gran Plaza Mall. Interviewing highlights. Lisbeth Solis, I interviewed. She's a customer representative for La Hermandad. People who work with La Hermandad employees volunteer their time to do local outreach in the immigrant communities. She says more recent that they've extended La Hermandad to all immigrants. They've recently advocated for Iranian, Haitian, and Asian descent people. When I asked her what do the children needs, she said consistency and equality. Laws of immigration should be more equal, different wait lists from different countries all around the world, and most times the kids don't have a choice. We need a legalized, standardized form of DACA. The objectives have counts of how many people I passed out brochures to La Hermandad cards I made for my advocacy in my community, 36 brochures with cards. Count of how many people I gave out La Hermandad cards with Immigrant American Pride stickers in my community, 90 cards with stickers. 126 people total now know La Hermandad in my community than before. I started working on a podcast for my data, narrative interviews, and this will be done with podcast form with Spotify. I'm staying tuned to emails for someone to volunteer and share a personal narrative. Targets are people that have DACA and are worried about their threat of losing DACA, and current people that still need to get residency. New generations of immigrants. Democratic businesses and local immigrant family-run businesses. Opponents are Republican conservative parties because some feel like DACA costs too much from them and needs to be shot down. Anyone who sides with Donald Trump because he was famous for tightening up the border, spreading lies about the Hispanic immigrant communities in his time as president. As Alvarez mentioned in the article, federal judge again declares Obama era DACA program was unlawful. 9 states ruling DACA unlawful, all were Republican states. Activities were one, creating a brochure with simple ways to use your voice in supporting local businesses, informing 9 Republican states deeming DACA unlawful, information on La Hermandad. Second activity, my mom and I worked together to transcribing to Spanish so it's easy to understand. Third activity, I passed out La Hermandad cards and bumper stickers. We are American in local businesses. El Rancho, Hispanic grocery stores, and more. Lastly, shared back with Lisbeth what I got done with the copy of the brochure. For my brochure, I did find names of businesses that are Democrat immigrant. I did find names of businesses that are Democrat immigrant supportive, and the following are Microsoft, Google, Amazon, Kroger, Starbucks, gas stations, Exxon, Chevron, Costco Wholesale, and more. My process in advocating for immigrant rights was very well supported with my mom. She and I made the greatest team with her advice. She told me it's better to advocate with people you know because of the connection you have, and they're reputable to consider listening to your cause. Therefore, she introduced my advocacy to her Christian women's friends. My areas of growth start my team with supportive people first. My strengths and pursuits. I choose an advocacy for a community of people dear to my heart, and it keeps me motivated. Areas of growth, planning, getting information early to extend outreach and implement surveys. I'm following up La Hermandad Mexicana via Lisbeth in her email. I included her to edit, comment on the brochure, and utilize it. My podcast will include La Hermandad Mexicana as I'm partnering with the nonprofit. I would like to get a chance to connect with my church pastor to Lisbeth for them to open a new location. They need financial supports. I would love for the podcast to take off because Lisbeth mentioned how it saddens her that the young people don't care about the world and are unaware of the hardships living here as an illegal immigrant. That's my references, and that's it. Thank you.